So we're out of Kings Canyon this morning, and that was really lovely. We enjoyed our stay up there. That was great. Kings Creek Station was a tremendous place to stay. And then we pushed down now about 325 kilometres to a place called Redbank Waterhole, which is where we are at the moment, and that's on the Owen Springs road. So our plan is to go from here up the Owen Springs road all the way through to the Larapinta Drive, bypass Alice Springs altogether, and camp up there for a couple of days, just wait for the Desert Fink race to finish, and then we'll head back into Alice Springs probably Wednesday, all going well. So road in here was quite corrugated, wasn't too bad, but so we might just let our tyres down and push on up. It's only about 40 kilometres if we can do this. A couple of creek crossings on the way by the looks of things. It does say four-wheel drives only, but we've got a four-wheel drive, so hopefully that'll be okay. But I might have a chat to a couple of other campers around. I'll have a chat to them and just see if anyone's done it so far and just what the conditions are like. But if we can do that, that'll be great. That'll save us a good 100 kilometres or so if we do end up going via Alice Springs. So we'll see how we go. But this is a really lovely little spot. See, there's some campers over on the other side of the river. It's about, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 campers down here at the moment, all spread apart quite well. About the most traffic that we've got at the moment is from the budgerigars. Might be able to hear them up in the trees. There's hundreds of them. Cheery little fellas. So be interesting to see what time they wake up in the morning. Anyway, Redbank Waterhole on Owen Springs Road. Little free camp, lovely little spot. So Lisa's started up our 5 PM ritual. That's not a GT. It's the other 5 PM ritual, which is the campfire.
Regardless of the rain.
Regardless of the rain. A little bit of rain around, a few drops happening. At least is determined to get the campfire going. Well, we had a fair bit of rain last night. First of all, how beautiful is this? Redbank Waterhole. It's a bit like waking up in the middle of an aviary here this morning. So many birds. It's just a stunning place. So yeah, fair bit of rain last night, so we might have a rethink about our plan to run up the Ormiston Gorge road. It's about 50 kilometres of dirt road. Apparently there's quite a few river crossings or creek crossings, and yeah, I just don't, not feeling comfortable about it. They reckon it's pretty narrow track, and if you come across anyone or another car coming the opposite direction, there's really nowhere to get past, so that doesn't sound too good either, trying to back the caravan back. So we might just stick to the highway, run up through Alice Springs, and then head back down the main road and come into the gorge again from the northern side. But we'll see. I'll have a cup of tea this morning, see if my bravado increases with a cup of tea. But anyway, it was a beautiful night last night, listening to the rain, and certainly waking up this morning to the birds. It's just been beautiful. It's amazing how there's just no sound at all. All of a sudden one bird wakes up and makes a little bit of noise, and then within 30 seconds there's 1,000 birds all chirping away. It was just beautiful. But really pretty place. Can't wait to see the northern end up near the gorge. It should be beautiful up there. Alright, better go and check the kettle. Rightio, we're on plan C. So we were going to do this track, then we weren't going to do it, and then we just had a chat to a lady who came down yesterday, and she was just in a little two-wheel drive camper thing, and she said that it's fine. She said you shouldn't have any problems at all. Famous last words. So we're going to do it, the Ormiston Gorge track. It's about 50 kilometres we've already done about 5 of it, so it's only about 45 to go. Hopefully it's not as bad as this little bit. This is the 2k stretch into the Redbank Waterhole, which has just been beautiful. So we should hit the main road in about another 500 metres and then head north. Fingers crossed, all goes well. So on the road still, just pulled over to have a look at these dingo tracks here. So it looks like a dingo or wild dog, certainly running at a fair old speed. See the tracks down there. Not sure whether he was chasing something or being chased, but yeah, it's quite interesting. He was absolutely at a gallop, there's no doubt about that. And very recent too, by the looks of it. We had the rains last night, so that would have smoothed it out, so it must have been sometime this morning. It's a pretty narrow track. Hopefully we don't come across anyone heading the other way or heading towards us, because not too many places to pull over and pass. Owen Springs. The Owen Springs Homestead is where we're at the moment. What we're going to go and have a look at, the remains of the homestead. The very first homestead built in Central Australia, apparently. But this gorge is just gorgeous. It's just been a beautiful drive. So the sign says, this is a significant historic site. William Gilbert established one of Central Australia's first cattle stations here in 1837. Unbelievable. Drove cattle all the way from South Australia up to here to establish the cattle station. So it's the remains of the old homestead. Looks like they're slowly putting it back together. Either that or the paint they used in those days was pretty good. So the Owen Springs Reserve, that's the drive we've just done. And it is just a beautiful drive. So if you're up this way at all, and it was really quite easy. It was certainly no drama at all. We just let our tyres down just to take a bit of pressure out of the tyres for the stones and corrugations and things, but it was a really easy drive and absolutely worth it. And it saved us about 160 kilometres, which is even better. So we're only 2 kilometres now from the Larapinda Highway, and from there we're heading up to Owen Springs, to the canyon and the campground at Owen Springs. Okay, so we're on the path to Glen Helen Gorge, and we've just been talking to a couple of young people, a couple of young'uns. They told us that it's gorgeous in there. So a little bit of a tromp through the marshes to get to it apparently, but well worth the effort. So here we go. It's over there somewhere, about 1 kilometre. Time for a swim. So the directions from the young'uns: push up the riverbed until you get to the reeds, and then when you get to the reeds you've got to head for the red rocks and then edge your way around the red rocks, apparently. Let's see how good his directions are. The chirping of little zebra finches. Seems that wherever there's water you can find those finches. Okay, snaking our way through the reeds now. Lisa's not so keen on this because we did see a big snake on the road this morning on our way in. Actually, it was the very first snake we've seen, and probably since Esperance, yeah. But also surprisingly, no kangaroos and no emus since we've been in the Northern Territory, which was quite amazing. I expected we'd see lots of them, but must just be because the grass is so green. So here's the first little bit of water, but they said don't stop there. Keep going. So it looks like there's some treks. Jeez, it looks like snake country, doesn't it? Lots of people have tromped through here, although it is very wet. I reckon we go back and then just where the brown stuff is. I reckon we go this way. Yeah, this has got to be the way. Oh, hang on. We've come to another creek. Hang on. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, shoes wet. At least the great thing is in the Northern Territory, there's nothing that can kill you in the bush.
No, we're lucky like that. Oh, more water.
Yeah, I think we need to backtrack just a little bit more. Okay, we're out of the marshes. Looks like we're on the right side of the creek. Keep going this way. Almost there. Yes. And this is it. How pretty is that? I don't know if we get Lisa in. No, there's no crocs here. The sharks will clean them out. There's always a special feeling when you end up at a place and you're the only one there. And it's not that often that that's going to happen in this year or next probably. But I'm going in.
We are at Glen Helen Gorge in the Northern Territory, just up from Ormiston Gorge. It's this beautiful looking waterhole. And Andrew,
I'm going in. I'm a little bit worried about the bubbles that are coming up to the surface here, but...
and one of us has to stay alive for the kids, so I'll be filming.
And my insurance policy is worth a lot more than Lisa's. So.
Yeah. Ooh, something just jumped out there.
It's beautiful. Can I get out now?
Very brief.
This way, it's not tepid. It exceeded my expectations of actually how cold it was going to be. It's pretty chilly. Well, that was pretty beautiful. The water was freezing, but now we're heading back and we'll see if we can actually find a more civilized track out of here than the one that we followed coming in, because it didn't seem like that was really the way we should have gone. But certainly worth a visit. There is there's a resort here at Glen Helen, but it's closed down at the moment. I think it's run by the local community, and with COVID they've decided to close it temporarily. But they've got a temporary track down to the gorge that you can still do, but they don't want you in the resort, or the resort's just not active at the moment as far as we know. Anyway, lovely place, Glen Helen Gorge, certainly worth a visit.